Hey, sweet mama. Thank you for the comment. I hope you watched the whole video because I went on to really explain why I feel like the freezer stash craze isn't good. That was just a little intro to my next podcast, which I hope you go watch so you can get the full explanation of the freezer stash craze. But I wanted to take a minute to respond. You said, what are you even talking about? 150 years ago, we were more likely to stay home. Now we have to go back to work to support a family in this economy. So yes, we need a freezer stash. You don't. You don't. Just being a couple of days ahead, it's good enough. Because the milk your baby takes the same day, you're going to pump to replace it. Now, having a couple bags in the freezer is way different than this freezer stash. I don't want moms spending a majority of their maternity leave pumping and at breastfeeding. I don't want that. I want you to enjoy your maternity leave. I don't want you to feed another object. I don't want you to feed an object. I want you to feed your baby. And then I want you to just sit and enjoy. So if you listen to the whole video, it was just a segment of my upcoming podcast. Now, really important for me to tell you this. You don't need to start anything about pumping. And what I teach is at or around 4 weeks, you can add a pumping session in every day or every other day to start a small, controllable, not into induced oversupply mode, and still enjoy your journey. Because again, how much milk do you need in an 8-hour day? Well, it's 8 to 10 ounces. That's it. 8, 10, if you want to do 12, okay. But that day at work, you're going to pump to replace that. And so if you're just a couple of days ahead in your refrigerator, you're good to go. Want a little bit in your freezer? Okay, a little bit. You don't need gallons in there. You don't. I know your brain is telling you you do, but if you put it into perspective and you take the anxiety out of it and you ask yourself, how much milk am I going to need in a day for my baby when I go back to work? And it's 1 ounce to 1.5 ounces an hour. Okay, you got that? Do that equation, do that math. How far ahead do you want to be? Because listen, you're going to be pumping to replace what you're taking. Now, I hope you understand my perspective. I wanted a chance to explain it a little bit better. But I can't encourage this freezer craze, this freezer stash craze. But thank you for your comment. I hope you go check out the podcast when it airs on Monday. Have a good one.